My name is Lauren and we are professional marketing. And today we have a guest. Before we start going into this session, could you please introduce yourself and your name and position in the company?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sophie and I was the head of procurement for the Assembly Services Framework, which is ASSB, which is the manufacturing arm for BMW Television.
The first question, moving to the other question is, what is Toyota mission and vision?
The vision is we like to lead the future mobility society and reaching lives around the world the safest and most responsible way of moving people. The mission of Toyota is number one. We think a lot about the aspects of the welfare of our customers. So the first thing that we look for is happiness. We produce happiness for all of our customers. That's the first thing.
So let's move on to the next question. So how are Toyota's cars and bikes distributed to other countries?
Similar to my answer before, we do have some actually export out to our affiliates overseas. So, but before we can actually get this done, in order for a part to be considered to be an exported part, the due diligence of selecting the part of the supplier has to be made. So the procurement, the sourcing activity has to be completed first by the regional office. So the regional office will monitor in terms of the demand and where the parts will be going, basically the whole planning of the exportation business. And they need to complete the diligence to ensure that whatever internal requirements they have, for example, the parts must be supplied to the system.
So I will be continuing our interview with the next topic, which is network design. So the first question I would like to ask is, what are the two key factors Toyota considers when planning its supply chain?
Number one, they have to look at their whole production process, the labor force. Whether they have the ample labor force, whether there's the risk factors when it comes to the labor force, whether they are reliant on any foreign labor, whether they have any stability when it comes to equipment, so all those things comes to play. Availability of raw materials, whether they can produce with components available locally overseas, they have a supply, their own stable supply chain for them to continue using.
Now the next question is, how does Toyota decide where to build the factories or warehouses?
So number one is the business viability itself. We have availability of having a business here in local. So the cost value of building a factory or a warehouse has to be how should I say net positive in order for it. It has to be profitable. And being profitable doesn't just mean that it's profitable at one time. It has to be sustainable.
For the next question, how is Toyota respond to or manage these challenges?
Right. The first thing, of course, proactive risk management. We study what are the risk potential for every area, every aspects, and we analyze how those risks will impact our production and how best that we can overcome it. So there are a few areas we look at. We can label geopolitics, flood, fire, earthquakes, cybersecurity, benefits, financial, and so on and so forth. So every possible risk that will affect us, we study them and we come up with countermeasures in terms of how we can overcome that.
The next question is, what improvement can we make to the supply chain moving forward?
I've listed 4 areas that can be further improved. Number one, looking at supply chain and logistics. I think how we do things here can be further optimized. We have to look at ways that we can simplify and strengthen the supply chain, regardless whether it's internal or external logistics. Enhancing our demand activities is another way for us to enhance our logistics operations. That's number one. Number two, packaging and quality control. We spend a lot in terms of making sure our parts are in the best quality that arrives here in the factory. Maybe with new technology, with new material, we can study ways that how best that we can repackage our parts using cheaper material without actually jeopardizing the quality aspects of